How to stay consistent? The OG question we all have in mind, but we actually haven't figured it out. Hi, my lovelies. Welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. Yes, you clicked on the right video, so stay with me because by the end of this video, we are going to crack the code how to stay consistent. Before we go in depth, let's first understand what consistency is. We struggle with consistency because we set unrealistic routines, expectations, attach consistency with motivation, and feel guilty if we miss a day or two and eventually end up giving up. But what actually is consistency? It is the relationship with your own self. Yes, consistency, when we talk about it in general, it is about something which we do over and over and over again. Maybe it is a daily habit, a daily practice, and we keep on doing those things. That's what consistency is in general. But actually, what consistency is that I've understood over the experiences that I've had in my life and over the decisions that I've took in my life is actually consistency is the relationship with your own self. A person who loves oneself, where there is self-love, there is consistency, and someone who doesn't love their own self, they struggle with consistency. And yes, I say this because when you start loving yourself, when you attach that personal value to each and everything that you are doing on a daily basis, you actually start becoming consistent. But if you don't love yourself and you only procrastinate, then that's where you struggle with consistency. So in this part of the video, we are going to talk about 3 practical fixes which I have experienced personally, and it is definitely going to help you to stay consistent as well. So let's get started. Number 1, stop relying on motivation. Now I'll give you an example. Each year starts, we all have that New Year resolution. Let's just take an example of living a healthy girl era. At the start of the year, we are like all pumped up and all excited and make this resolution. I'm going to get up early in the morning, maybe at 5 or 6. I'm going to work out. I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to eat clean, and I'm going to do this, that, blah, blah, blah. Now, when we set all of these resolutions and when we start initially, we of course are very much excited, right? We all started with a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of excitement, and after a week, slowly that excitement and motivation starts getting to fade away, and then that's when most of us quit. Right. Be honest and think how many New Year resolutions you had, not only for Healthy Girl era, but it can be of a lot of more other things, to study well or to learn a new skill or something like that, right? But why are you still not doing it? Think about it. I'm going to give you the reason. Initially, when we start something, we are very much excited, and that's what our body starts giving us the dopamine, which is the motivational hormone. So your body starts producing dopamine because we are very much excited, and slowly as we start following this, maybe for 5 days, maybe for a week, the dopamine, the motivation that our body was giving us slowly starts to fade away, and that's where we quit. That's where most of us quit, and that's how we are not able to stay consistent. So you are creating a problem for yourself if you are only relying on motivation. Now, how to overcome this? Now, when the dopamine starts to fade away and we don't no longer have the excitement, we no longer have the enthusiasm, we can reprogram our brain to give little rewards. Now, at the initial phases, if you are a beginner, right, if you're trying to do something, trying to lose weight, trying to get healthy, trying to get fit, what do we do is you start putting yourself into small reward systems. For example, now you followed all the routine for a week and now you have no motivation to do it again, and that's when you start rewarding yourself. How do we do that? For example, you set up in your mind, you reprogram your mind, I'm going to cut sugar for a week, and then after on Sunday I'm going to treat myself maybe with a dessert or a chocolate or a piece of chocolate, right? That way your mind and your body gets reprogrammed, and then you have this vision for yourself. If I'm going to do this, only then I'm allowed to have a dessert, or only then I'm allowed to have a sweet, right? So that way we can reprogram our mind with small reward systems. Or for example, if you want to go somewhere, you want to buy something for yourself, and then we put this thing, only if I complete this, only if I do this task, I will be able to buy that thing for myself. So you set that reward system for yourself at the initial phases, but not forever, because gradually when you start with this thing slowly and gradually, you are going to actually build the habit, and that's when the discipline comes in. When even if you're not motivated, even if you don't want to do it, but that routine is already in your head, you're already used to that habit and the routine, that you keep going, right? So at that point of time, gradually we can remove all the reward systems, and of course we can enjoy our life. Anything that you desire, or the process of what you want to be, is not every time boring. You just need to know how to do it right. You just need to have fun along the journey. Yes, stop relying on all the motivational shits and focus on what you can do next. And if I do this, I'm gonna get this. So that is how you can reprogram your mind and then keep going. Number two fix is change the method but not the plan. Now that you have a particular plan, now you'll also have to accept that you will always not be energetic, you will always not be very much excited, enthusiastic to do that. No, even I'm not that, right? We all have those bad days, those low days where we just want to rest or we just want to keep things slow. So what do we do at that point of time? Do we quit? No. Follow this thing. For example, you are going to the gym and working out for like 1 hour every day, right? You have been consistent with this. But there are days, especially like for your periods, when you're going through your periods or you had a bad day at work and you really don't want to go to the gym, you are feeling overwhelmed and things like that. Instead of laying on your bed and then just procrastinating about it, follow the 2 minute rule. Now, instead of going to the gym, we are not changing the plan here. We are still going to do the movement of our body, but we are going to change the method. So how do we going to do that? We are just going to work out at home, or maybe just play a loud music and dance, and that way we are also energizing ourselves and we are also having fun and enjoying the moment, right? And along with which we are also following the plan of moving our body. So that is why you can always twist and turn the methods, but don't just quit overall on the plan and sit with that guilt, I didn't do this today. Instead of that, focus on what can I do instead of this. Similar to that, instead of going to the gym and working out for 1 hour, you can just go for a long walk, listen to a calming music, go for a walk, or maybe just dance at home and just feel that energy inside you, right? That way you will also be consistent with whatever you are doing every day, and you will also be able to hit the target and the goal. I'm also going to give you a second example, that is, I've set a plan of waking up in the morning every day at 6 a.m. right now. Every day you might not feel very much energetic or very much excited to wake up in the morning. Sometimes you may feel lazy. We all have those lazy days and low days where you just want slow morning. So instead of rushing and forcing yourself or pressurizing yourself in that moment to wake up and then just do all the tasks and all of those things, what we can do is, yes, sure, you wake up in the morning, but take extra 30 minutes in the bed, you lay down and take your time. So we can take things slow, but instead of quitting the plan, we can change the methods. And also, the another example that I'd like to give, in all of these examples based on my own personal experiences, like I meditate every day in the morning. Every day 15 minutes of meditation I do, but sometimes there are days when I don't want to meditate. I just don't feel it, or maybe I have a very busy schedule and I don't have time at all. So what do I do at that point of time? Do I quit? No. Sit, close my eyes, maybe for 2 to 3 minutes, and just feel that energy within myself. So in a way, I have changed the method, I've shortened the time, but yes, I did stick to my plan. So that is how we can, alter and change the small methods, but don't quit the plan. It's also important for you to realize that consistency also comes with failure, and that's totally okay. Consistency doesn't mean every day needs to be perfect, every day needs to look like a perfect routine. At this time you're doing this, at this time you're doing this. So you cannot actually do that every day. You're not every day in the right space, you're not every day in the right mode. But what we can do is control our mind, change the methods and not the plan, right? Remember what I said earlier. So that's what consistency means. It need not to be perfect, right? We can feel low, that's absolutely normal, but what we can do is we can just change, slightly alter the methods, but still stick to the plan. Now, number 3, the final fix that I'm going to give you, and this is one of my favorite. It is know the consequences. Now, talked about not relying on motivation and the natural dopamine that our body produces, but to actually create that reward system, so it kind of keeps us going and keeps us motivated, right? So a little similar thing I'm going to talk about in this point as well. Now, this is also about creating that kind of motivation within yourself from your brain, like reprogramming, is that know the consequences. Now, when I know that if I'm on my weight loss journey and if I don't do this, then what is going to happen? It is very important to know that, because it creates a vision in your mind that if I don't do this, this is going to happen. So even if you don't feel like doing it, you end up doing it by changing the methods, maybe that we talked in the point number 2, right? You can always change the method, but we can stick to the plan still. Why? Because we have that in mind. Choose this piece of cake instead of a healthy plate. then what? My progress is going to slow down. I'm going to feel guilty, and then I'm going to procrastinate. So it's better I choose the healthy option, right? So that's how you reprogram your mind. So know the consequences. Know that, it sounds a bit harsh for our own selves, but no. But actually, our mind can take that. And when I talk about the consequences, both type of consequences, the pros and the cons. You think, you feel, if I'll do this, this is gonna happen. Wow, it's so nice. It just feels so good. You are already in that place. Keep yourself already in that place and feel it, and then you feel that energy rushing into yourself, and then you continue doing it, right? Now, on the other hand, you also have that vision that if I don't do this, then what is gonna happen? So that will scare you a bit, but ultimately it will push you to become who you want to be. So there are two parts. Don't just look straight and procrastinate. Have your visions on both the sides. On the sides, if you do it, what happens? And on the sides, if you don't do it, then what is going to happen? That is going to scare you a bit, sure, but it is absolutely going to put you in a place where you want to be. So consistency is all about self-love. A person who loves themselves a lot, a person who cares about themselves a lot, will never struggle with consistency. So it all starts from within. Consistency is not only about having a to-do list and checking off the list, but it's actually feeling and enjoying those things. And you can take these small steps and do a lot more things than you have ever imagined. Now, in the last part of the video, I'm going to give you 3 homeworks to do, which is really absolutely, if you follow this, it is going to help you to stay consistent. Number 1 is journaling in the morning. At any time, whenever you wake up, straight after waking up, you write down what you want to do today. How should your day look like, right? So this is going to reprogram your mind, and ultimately you're going to take those small actions and steps. Now, if you forget to take those actions, you still have it in your mind. I wrote this in the morning today. I need to do this task. I have to get it done. So it's very important. Initial days you might not feel that kick, but as you progress, as you start making this as a ritual, as a morning habit, maybe while having a breakfast you write down, maybe as soon as you get up, just write it down instead of checking your phone. Invest your time in journaling and planning your day, which is so important. It's important to have a plan as well. Know what you're going to do the next day. So plan ahead. Like tomorrow, what you're going to do, you need to plan it today ahead and make a kind of a checklist and reprogram your mind and prepare it for the next day. So that way, even if you forget or miss some things, you already have that in your mind, and it keeps reminding you back and back again that this needs to be get done, right? And that's how you keep progressing. Second thing is, set only 1 to 2 maximum goals clearly. Now, I understand that we want to do so many things, we want to achieve so many things, but it only ends up overwhelming us. For example, for maybe 3 to 4 months or maybe 6 months, you set a clear goal for yourself, which should be only 1. When I say this only 1, take this seriously, because yes, it is going to be overwhelming as time passes by. So you need to be ready for this as well. Now, you cannot have hundreds of things on your plate, only one thing, and focus on that and just rely on that. And when you start becoming consistent with that one particular thing, the roads are already going to start opening, right? So if you're a content creator and you want to focus on making YouTube videos or maybe any kind of videos that you want, right? So what to do instead of focusing on all the other like social media at once, you start focusing on one particular platform, and that's how you start seeing your growth, and that's how it's not going to overwhelm you as well, and you just keep going. Other thing is that if you want to achieve a healthy lifestyle, then focus on eating healthy or maybe working out, and then just set that one main goal, right? And just be consistent with that. Other things are going to follow automatically. So yes, after that, slowly and gradually, you can of course have other goals as well, but initially when you start, keep your eye on that one goal, just vision, just see that goal, and just keep going with that particular thing, and don't overwhelm yourself. Now, the last thing I want you to do is log your wins and not just take kills. Now, what happens is that with consistency is, if we are consistent for a week, we are very happy and we feel that energy within ourselves and we feel like we are on top of the world. But there is a day when we feel low, when we skip a thing, or maybe we eat something that was out of our plan, right? And that point of time, we put ourselves in that guilt trap and we start procrastinating, and we are all over the place, and we are just like, why did I do this? Now what next? I shouldn't have done this. So we are all indulging our energy into that particular guilt that we did, in that particular mistake that we made, and we are actually forgetting the week that we were consistent, right? So we can always restart. This is the beautiful part of consistency, that you need to accept that failures are gonna come. But what we can do is, again, as we talked earlier, we can always change the methods but not the plan, and just keep going. So it's important that you celebrate your small wins. Each and everything that you do, each and every task that you complete, it is your win, and you're allowed to celebrate that. Don't just start procrastinating over one small mistake that you made, because we are going to make mistakes along the journey, and that's how we learn, right? And that's how we have a opportunity to do it, to rewrite it, right? So that is all the purpose of this. That is all the purpose of being consistent. That is all what consistency is. So don't just procrastinate over what you did not do, but think what you can do next. That is very much important. That's all for this video, guys. I hope this video was helpful for you, and yes, do all of these homeworks that I told you guys. It is absolutely gonna help you. And follow for more such videos. I post videos on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. I have different playlists, different niche for each day. You can check the description. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Before leaving, please subscribe my channel. We are on the road to hit 1K subscribers, and one subscribe of yours will be a big support to me. So I'll see you in my next video.